Guys, you can join. Good morning, Z. I can see you have joined. Great. So we will continue with conjunctions today. We will actually start subordinating conjunctions. In the meantime, guys, if you have any questions, please ask, okay? Good morning, Raji. Good morning, Chandrasekhar.
How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm fine. How are you, Raji?
I'm also great, ma'am. Thank you.
Good.
Ma'am, I'm missing 10 o'clock classes, ma'am.
What did you do in the 10 o'clock class? Speaking?
Yes, ma'am. So like that time is for walking. Like if I get late, but I don't want to stop my walking. So sometimes I miss the 10 a.m. classes, and it's very important. 10 and 11, two classes, ma'am.
No, speaking classes are very important. I feel speaking is much more important.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, if you're not practicing, doesn't matter how much you know, it will never like show in your speaking skills.
Means often while speaking, we come to know our mistakes. Like
Yes,
simple thing.
exactly.
Yesterday, I were using that phrasal verb came across, and unnecessarily I'm adding with. I
Right,
came.
exactly. You see, until unless you use it once or twice, you will not understand where you are making the mistake. Right.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah,
Absolutely correct, Raji. Absolutely correct.
ma'am. So tomorrow is ma'am Mahashivratri. Are you fasting for it, Mahashivratri? Are you?
I don't really fast.
Do you celebrate first of all, ma'am, Mahashivratri?
No, not really. You know, I'm not a very religious
Because yeah,
person.
in Bengal, it means Bengal, especially they celebrate Navratri with pomp.
No, not really. Bengalis actually have like Mahashivratri. It is celebrated like with lots and lots of vigor. I see so many young girls and women, they fast. Very young girls, in fact, in their teens also, they also fast.
Okay. So
Lots
fasting
of this.
nowadays, yeah, earlier we take fasting as only for spiritual purpose,
Now fasting
but
has
now,
become fashionable as well. I don't fast for any reason. You know, I
yes,
was trying intermittent fasting for some days when I was trying to lose weight. I said it's not for me, my goodness. To
to
not
give
eat for
break
such long hours, I cannot stay like that.
to give break to our digestive system, even
I
people
really
fast.
can't. My digestive system doesn't need a break. It wants more food.
That's not true, ma'am. Everything needs break.
No, that I know. I know that it is really good as well, but I can't
Okay,
fast, you know. It's just not for me.
same here, ma'am. Like in my case also, like my hubby, he fasts a lot. Like in a month, he has five
My
to six
goodness. It's
fasts.
good. You know, it's actually very good to fast.
Yeah, so it's both purposes. One spiritual and other like keeps our body healthy.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so like I'm too obsessed with weight. Like it should not increase, it should not cross above this thing. So like in 2 3 days, I check once.
My
How is
goodness.
my what is my weight?
My goodness.
That's why I'm keeping this walking and cycling
No, it's good. It's good.
yes,
Really
ma'am.
good.
Once it crossed, ma'am, then it's very difficult to maintain it.
Right, exactly. You tell me, okay, Raji, because I have recently gained a lot of weight. So I can understand what you're talking about. I can very well understand.
Yeah, our stamina definitely it will increase, but we will feel sometimes, no, I'm looking fat, and that feeling is quite different.
Yes, yes, definitely, definitely. I completely agree with you. Then maybe I should also fast tomorrow. What are you saying then, Raji?
Yeah, even I'm trying. Like some people, ma'am, they just observe fast on water. That's very difficult.
Yes, my mother, when she was younger, she used to tell me that she didn't even like swallow her saliva. She used to fast like that. That is called
Oh,
in Bengali Nirjala Uposh. So it was
yeah.
basically she didn't even swallow her own saliva. She used to fast like that. I was like, oh my God, that's why you got a husband like this. I always tease her.
And that's why even I tease, pull his leg. Okay, you keep so if you kept so many files, that's why you got me. You're very lucky.
Really, really is. I don't know how people manage to do so many things. Just
Yes,
impossible for
ma'am.
me. I actually have class tomorrow, so I'll be going to class.
Yeah, that's nice.
So no fasting for me. If I fast during
Ma'am,
class, I'll
ma'am,
faint.
we were discussing like when I was down, the network is really poor, but I was discussing with ma'am, discussing. It's correct. Discussing with.
Yes, yes, discussing with ma'am. It's correct.
Okay, I was discussing with ma'am the term, ma'am, itinerary means,
Itinerary.
yeah, fixed plan or schedule of your journey.
Right, right. What was
So
the topic for today?
today's topic, ma'am, a conversation.
The
Yeah,
topic was
work.
conversation.
Yeah, means office colleague and employees and different situation, ma'am. Yeah, you are introducing to others. You are talking in
Okay.
cafeteria like that, ma'am. So
Hello,
I was on the
hello.
chat section and I was asking to ma'am, please explain this thing. So I made one sentence. Is it correct, ma'am? Um, uh, your itinerary for 3 days stay is fixed.
Your itinerary for, I never really, use this word. I have never really used this word. I know the word, I know the meaning as well, but I've
Yeah,
never really
same,
used this word. Let's see. Give me a second.
ma'am.
Ma'am,
Provided
good
two
morning.
sentences, but I lost that link.
Ma'am,
Mm.
good
So
morning.
first of all, it can work as both noun and adjective.
Okay,
Okay. So we
Ma'am,
have
good
got,
morning.
good morning, Isha.
Not Tisha, this is Manju.
Manju.
Manju, right, right. No, no, like she said good morning like Isha does. That's why I thought it's Isha. Yes, good
Hello,
morning,
Tisha.
everyone. Welcome to the class. Just give me 1 second, okay, guys? We will start with subordinating conjunction. I have the notes. Just give me 1 second. Uh, so, a travel document recording. We will send you an itinerary. So, what did you say, Raji? The sentence was
Your itinerary for 3 days stay is fixed.
yes. It is correct. It is correct. There, it is working as a noun, right?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it is correct. I've never
Good
really used this word.
evening, ma'am.
Good morning, Manju, Raji.
It's me.
Yes, Manju, I can see you, but I can't hear you because your voice is
Ma'am,
cracking a lot.
what's the meaning of? Okay, okay, right,
Itinerary.
right.
Itinerary means a planned journal kind of thing or your kind of plan for week, month, day. It can be anything, right?
Is it not related to eating?
No, 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 no. It
Okay.
doesn't even have E in it. Itinerary. Itinerary. Okay.
Nary, ma'am.
Itinerary. Yes. Nary.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you write? Can you, ma'am, write on the chat box?
Yes, why chat box? I'll write on the screen. I hope my screen is visible, guys.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Isn't it Nary?
Nary.
Nary. Are you sure, Raji?
Yes, ma'am.
Then the spelling is not itinerary. The pronunciation is not itinerary. It should
Because I
be
was confused, rari or itinerary. So in one of the session, I asked to ma'am. So she was telling it's itinerary, but on Google, ma'am, it's itinerary. It's something different.
It should be
No, it
itinerary.
is
I will
NE,
consult
NE,
dictionary.
ma'am.
Yes, yes.
I will consult
ITI,
dictionary.
NE.
And me.
N-E. No, I did not see a E. Is
Yeah,
there?
ma'am, it's
ITI.
E.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am. It's
Good
E.
morning, Abhay. 1 second.
Yes, ma'am. How are you, ma'am?
N-A. I'm fine. Abhay, how are you?
Yes, ma'am. I am also fine, ma'am.
Great, great. Yes, it is N-E-R-A-R-Y. Correct.
Subordinating conjunction, ma'am.
Yes, subordinating conjunction we will do. Just give me 1 second, okay, guys? We will start. Let's see.
Sometimes while writing my newsletters, I tend to type so fast that there are spelling errors or some of my sentences.
We are looking at how to pronounce this word, both in British English and in American English, as the two pronunciations vary slightly. In British English, this is normally said as itinerary, itinerary, itinerary. In American English, however, it is usually said as itinerary, itinerary, itinerary.
So,
Oh, it's not E, itinerary.
yes, in British English, it is itinerary, and in the American one, it is itinerary. So,
Okay, ma'am.
it is
Thanks a lot, ma'am.
both are correct, but they are different.
Okay, ma'am.
Chaliye, let's start then. Let's come back to our topic of conjunctions, especially subordinating conjunctions, right? So we have completed coordinating conjunctions, we have completed correlative conjunctions, and we have done worksheets on both. Okay, they are done and dusted with. If you have any questions, ask me, or we will move on with subordinating conjunctions. So we know for a fact that both coordinating conjunctions and correlative conjunctions are joining two equal parts, right? So अगर हम एक independent clause ले रहे हैं तो दूसरा भी independent clause होगा. अगर हम एक verb phrase ले रहे हैं तो दूसरा भी verb phrase होगा. अगर हम एक noun ले रहे हैं तो दूसरा भी noun होगा. इन्हीं को जोड़ा जाता है independent clause, coordinating conjunction or correlative conjunction के द्वारा. And we also saw that correlative conjunction is basically something that comes in pairs, right? So दो होंगे एक साथ and they will work as a pair in the sentence. Now coming to the third type of conjunction, that is subordinating conjunction. And I have already told you guys about subordinating. The word subordinating itself means that something is below something. So something is working as inferior to the other part. So the one part is superior, maybe in its importance, maybe in its grammatical structure. The second part will be inferior. Okay, so there is a difference in importance between the two parts. That is when subordinating conjunction comes into play. All right. So subordinating conjunctions are used to create complex sentences containing one independent clause or main clause and one dependent or subordinate clause. Very, very important. So we already know what is independent clause, what is dependent clause. We have discussed it in much details. So you should understand that when we are using subordinating conjunction, what are we connecting? We have one independent clause that is working on itself as a main clause. Why is it called main clause? Because of course it is much more superior in importance and grammatical structure because it can function on its own as a sentence, right? उसको अगर निकाल भी लेंगे तो वो अपने आप में पूरा वाक्य होगा, अर्थपूर्वक वाक्य होगा, इसीलिए उसको मुख्य clause बोला जा रहा है, main clause बोला जा रहा है. And what is it joining itself with? It is joining itself with a dependent clause. What is a dependent clause? A clause that has a subject and a verb. A clause that has a subject and a verb, but is depending on a main clause or a independent clause to derive its meaning. So ये जो छोटा सा clause है जो कि मुख्य नहीं है, जो किसी चीज पर depend कर रहा है, ये अपना अर्थ जो मुख्य क्लॉज है उससे डिराइव कर रहा है, उससे ले रहा है, क्योंकि ये अपने आप में अर्थपूर्वक नहीं हो पा रहा है. Okay, so this is the function of subordinating conjunction. It joins one independent clause with one dependent clause, forming a complex sentence. All right. The subordinating conjunction does two things. It introduces and subordinates the dependent clause, telling the reader that it's less important than the independent clause, okay? And it explains what relationship it has with the independent clause. Very, very important. Subordinate clause दो काम करता है. पहला तो ये कि ये बताता है कि सबॉर्डिनेट कौन सा है. सबॉर्डिनेट क्लॉज जिस क्लॉज के सामने लगेगा वो क्लॉज सबॉर्डिनेट है. इससे हमें पता चलता है कि वो जो क्लॉज है वो मुख्य क्लॉज पे, मेन क्लॉज पे, इंडिपेंडेंट क्लॉज पे डिपेंड कर रहा है. वो अपने आप में बहुत ही ज्यादा इंफीरियर है, मीनिंगलेस है. All right, this is the first thing that we get to know from the subordinating clause. We understand that the subordinating clause that is connected with the subordinating conjunction is inferior to the main clause and it is deriving its meaning from the main clause or the independent clause. And the second thing that it does is it tells us about the relationship between the independent clause and the dependent clause. जो दूसरा काम ये करता है वो एक relationship establish करता है between the independent clause या main clause and the subordinating clause. Maybe these relationships can depend on many things like reason, time, place, so on and so forth. We will discuss this in much details in the next coming up slides. Okay, so these are the two main functions of a subordinating conjunction. Okay, let's look at some examples here. I went to the supermarket, we were out of milk. See, these are two different sentences. Two different independent clauses, you can say, here working as sentences. I went to the supermarket, we were out of milk. Those sentences hai. Both of these sentences can stand on their own. However, there is no clear relationship between them. ये अपने आप में पूरे वाक्य तो है, अर्थपूर्वक भी है, so these are independent clauses, but they do not make complete sense on its own. If we just say that I went to the supermarket, ये बताया जा रहा है कि मैं supermarket गई थी, but not for what reason, क्यों गई थी. And again, if we say we were out of milk, we are giving a reason, but we are not telling what we did for that reason. Okay, जब दोनों को एक साथ लिखा जाता है, तभी पता चलता है कि supermarket क्यों गए थे, क्योंकि दूध खत्म हो गया था. All right. So, how will we connect these two sentences? Sorry. We will connect these two sentences like this. I went to the supermarket since we were out of milk. Okay. I went to the supermarket since we were out of milk. Since is here working as a subordinating conjunction. All right. But the subordinate, yes, Karthik?
But both are independent classes now.
Both are independent clauses. Then how is it working? Yes, very good question. We will come to that. Okay. See, let's read this part and you'll understand. The subordinating conjunction since transforms the second clause from an independent clause into a dependent clause. It subordinates it. One second, guys. So the subordinating conjunction, sorry, the subordinating clause or the dependent clause is not subordinated by structure or grammatical structure, rather by meaning. Think about this, okay? So, how is this sentence subordinated here? This sentence is subordinated through its meaning, not by its grammatical structure. इसका क्या मतलब हो रहा है? मतलब ये हो रहा है कि अगर मैं इन दोनों sentences को अलग-अलग लिखूं, I went to the supermarket, we were out of milk, दोनों ही independent clauses है structurally, okay? But meaningfully, if we only say we were out of milk, it doesn't make complete sense. So it is subordinated depending on its meaning, based on its meaning. So it is deriving its full meaning or complete meaning from the independent clause, that is, I went to the market. Is this clear? Guys, बताइए. देखिए, since we were out of milk can no longer stand alone, but it depends on the independent clause that it's now connected to. The word since also clarifies that the relationship between the two clauses is one of cause and effect. And it tells the reader that the independent clause, I went to the supermarket, is more important. Okay, so now this clause, since we were out of milk, cannot stand on its own because it is not giving complete meaning on its own, and it needs a reason why we went to the market. Because it needs the action. We are just giving the reason, not the action. So it needs a reason, and the reason is I went to the supermarket. And this also tells us that I went to the supermarket is superior. It is the more important clause in the sentence. That is why it is the main clause of the sentence. बताइए यहाँ तक clear है? Any question? Yes, Manju?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in this sentence, both sentence, but what works since in between both of sentence? Would you like to tell me?
Since is the subordinating conjunction. Since is the subordinating conjunction. What is since doing? Since is first of all telling us that the first independent clause, I went to the supermarket, is the main clause. It is more important. And we were out of milk. This is working as a subordinate. It is deriving its meaning from this clause. This is the first role of the subordinating conjunction since. And the second role is that it is also establishing a relationship between I went to the supermarket and we were out of milk. What is the relationship here? Relationship of reason. Relationship of reason. Why? It is giving us a reason why we went to the supermarket, because we were out of milk. Okay.
Thank you.
Clear? Yes, Reena, bataiye, you have a question?
Yes, ma'am. But I have a doubt. I went to supermarket because, why we write since here?
Because since
I
and both
don't
are same,
get,
we can
ma'am.
use either. Okay. Very good question, Reena. We are just coming to that. Next slide mein hi diya hua hai, you will understand. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, any other questions? Bataiye, is this clear till here? What subordinating clauses are and how they are functioning? Yes, guys, bataiye, any questions, any doubts?
Clear, ma'am.
Okay, chaliye, good. So now that we are clear on what subordinating clauses are, let's look at some of the subordinating clauses, and here you will see your doubts cleared, Reena. Okay. See, yahan pe, these are the reasons why subordinating clauses are used. So this shows the relation between the main clause and the subordinating clause depending on the subordinating conjunction. ये जो है, ये हमें दिखाते हैं कि किस तरीके का relation establish किया जा रहा है main clause और subordinating clause के बीच में, depending on which conjunction we are using. Okay. For example, देखिए cause, किसी चीज का cause बताने के लिए कि क्यों कोई काम किया गया है, we are using as, because and since. तीनों का इस्तेमाल होता है. I took the umbrella as it was raining. I took the umbrella because it was raining. I took the umbrella since it was raining. All of the three things are telling us the same thing. Cause of the first action. First जो independent clause है हमारा, I took the umbrella, is the action. Second जो subordinating clause है हमारा, because it was raining, since it was raining, as it was raining, it is the cause why we did the first action. Okay, clear? We will discuss each one of these in much details. Okay, guys, don't worry.
Like,
yes, Zishan, bataiye.
ma'am, it's mean that as we discussed in the definition, like one independent and then the other the sentence would be dependent. That the dependent sentence would be in meaning, not in structure.
No, it can be in structure as well. It can be in meaning as well. It can be both. Okay.
Right.
It has to be dependent.
It can be both.
It can be in
Right.
both ways. Okay.
Right.
So basically we got this. First one is cause. Next is comparison or concession. So this basically means when we are comparing two things and trying to establish their similarity. So then we are using comparison. Not always similarity. Sometimes it can be other things as well. So we will discuss all of these: just as, although, even though, whereas, and while. So these are some conjunctions, subordinating conjunctions used for comparison or concession. We have conditions. So if you are giving a condition that ye hoga, to hi ye hoga. For that reason, we can use conditional subordinating clauses like even if, as long as, in case, provided that, providing, so on and so forth. I will come to the party if you come as well. So I'm giving a condition. Agar tum aaye, to hi main aunga. We will discuss all of these, guys. Don't worry. Again, we have some conditional clauses. Yes. Yes, Karthik, do you have a question?
No, ma'am. Same doubt for me, ma'am. Like Jishan asked, means the coordinate conjunction is used to combine in two independent classes, whereas subordinate conjunction combines one independent class and one dependent class. In your example, both are independent class.
No, both are
So
not independent clause. Okay, okay. All right, I got your question. 1 second.
we were out of milk is an independent class, and I went to shopping mall like that. It is an independent class.
Okay, okay. I got it. I got your question. I will tell you. Okay. 1 second.
That's the doubt, ma'am.
Yes, yes, yes. Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
White screen. Yes. Chaliye. Okay. 1 second. Let me think of sentences. Okay. Pooja is an honest girl. Again, the second sentence is Pooja is not hard working. If we join these two sentences using
Yeah, both are independent classes.
yes, both are independent clauses. No, I'm trying to find one that I can join with both independent and dependent. I mean, like subordinating and coordinating.
Yes, ma'am. Pooja is an honest girl.
Girl and
hardworking.
Pooja is not hardworking. Okay, let's write it. Pooja is an honest girl.
Or you can
comma,
use but not hardworking.
but she is not hard working. Okay, this is our sentence, and we are using coordinating conjunction but here. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if I take two more sentences, for example, Pooja scores less marks. Pooja is not hard working. Okay. Pooja scores less marks since she is not hard working. Okay, so we have got two sentences here. One is using a coordinating clause but, and the other one is using a subordinating clause since. First difference you will notice is the comma, right? When we are using two independent clauses in using a coordinating conjunction, we use a comma just to show that they are important, equally important. But here we are not using a comma, just to show that one is inferior to the other. Now, how is it changing in meaning? How are the two sentences changing in meaning? In the first one, you will see when I say Pooja is an honest girl, but she is not hardworking. What is happening is we are establishing a connection between these two sentences, these two clauses. Okay, we are establishing a connection, but this clause is not dependent on this clause. This clause is not dependent on this clause for meaning. Meaning के लिए इस clause को इसके ऊपर depend करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. It doesn't have to derive its meaning. Even if I just say Pooja is not hardworking, it makes complete sense on its own. Okay, honesty के साथ hardworking का कोई direct connection नहीं है कि hardworking हमारे honesty पे depend कर रहा है, उसी से meaning derive कर रहा है. All right, but if you look at the second example, Pooja scores less marks since she is not hardworking. Since she is not hardworking, what is happening is the second clause that we have, it is changing into dependent because it is deriving its meaning from this clause. What is the meaning it is deriving? Ye jo first action hai, action. Why is this action happening? The action is happening because of this reason. This reason. Okay, so this reason on its own does not stand alone. So agar main sirf bolu Pooja is not hardworking, it does not give us the same meaning as Pooja scores less marks since she is not hardworking. Okay, so as soon as we are using a subordinating conjunction here, the meaning of the sentence completely differs. It has a complete different meaning on its own. इसके साथ इसका कोई connection नहीं है. These two independent clauses, the meanings of these two independent clauses has no connection to this sentence, this complex sentence basically, because this is telling us the reason why she is scoring less marks. And this basically there is a dependency. The second independent clause that has now become a dependent clause is dependent on this first one for its meaning, to give the reason, like action, कौन सा action लिया गया इस काम के वजह से. Is this like making sense, Karthik?
Yes, ma'am. Grammatically, it is an independent class, but for the meaning, it is a dependent class.
Right, but again, grammatically also it is changing, because when we use a coordinating conjunction like but, it is not included in the clause, okay? But when we are using a subordinating conjunction like since, this is considered as the second clause, since she is not hardworking. So this entire thing is considered as the subordinating clause. So if we are considering the entire thing as a subordinating clause, you can understand that it does not make sense on its own, even grammatically.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
But even if you take since out, it's still, this clause still depends on the first one to derive complete meaning. Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
ma'am. Thank you.
Right. Thank
Yes,
you, ma'am.
most welcome. Chaliye, is this clear, guys?
Yes, ma'am, of course.
Okay, great. Chaliye. So we will go back to our discussion, and you can see there are certain subordinating conjunctions we use for place, where and wherever. Okay, I will go where he goes, something like that. So wherever he is going, I'll go. Reason, in order that so when you're giving a reason why you are doing something, so cause and reason, these are kind of opposites in the way क्या होता है कि cause में हम first action बोलते हैं, second reason बोलते हैं, right? So I'm giving the action first. I took the umbrella, then I give the reason why, because it was raining. Reason में just happens the opposite way. It was raining. No, not that. Let's give something else. I bought some cake so that he could eat it. Okay, I bought some cake so that he could eat it. So basically I'm giving the, sorry. He was late. So यहाँ पर, yes, he was sleeping so that he can gain some energy or something like that. Okay, first you're giving the reason, second you're giving the action. And lastly, we have time. Yes?
Ma'am, should it be effect, ma'am? It's showing effect so that he should get some energy.
So that, yes, I think it shows it's better to say effect rather than reason, right?
Yeah, ma'am, because in first we get reason and
Yes.
here we are getting the effect.
Right, exactly. Yes, we can say effect. It would be better. Okay, all right. Next we have time, and time we have 8 actually. It's quite long. And time is again, it shows like when something is done in connection to the first or second clause. Okay, so both the clauses are connected because of time or based on time basically. I'll just write here reason effect as well. Okay.
But ma'am, there are around 50 to 100 subordinated conjunctions. How to remember?
Yes, there are lots and lots of. See, even when I was doing correlative, I told you guys that it's not an exhaustive list. There are more correlative conjunctions than what I have discussed, and there are much more subordinating conjunctions than what we are discussing here. These are the most common that we use, so we will just stick to these. Okay. If you have any subordinating conjunctions that you want me to discuss other than these, I would be more than happy to. Okay. Just tell me, और भी क्या
Yes,
क्या
ma'am.
discuss करना है, I'll discuss.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, अभय बताइए.
Ma'am, cause and reason.
Cause and reason.
Difference
Yes.
meaning.
Yes, different meaning. You will see. Okay, we will discuss all of these in details. एक करके discuss करेंगे. You can understand. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So we will start with cause. Guys, please take screenshots. Okay. This is just Farflex. You can also download the book if you want. But यहाँ पे थोड़ा ढूंढ ढांढ के मैंने दिया है, so it will help you. चलिए. Cause. First is based on cause. What are the subordinating conjunctions we use based on cause? 3 we have: as, because, and since. यहाँ पर भी देखेंगे तीनों का ही इस्तेमाल दिया गया है. Very simple, very simple. If you know how to use because, you know how to use as and since as well. All right. So we use as, because and since. We use as, because and since interchangeably to state the cause of something, why something is happening. Interchangeably का मतलब क्या है कि तीनों को किसी को भी यूज कर सकते हैं, मतलब सेम रहेगा हमारे सेंटेंस का. The sentence will have same meaning. Okay. So each of these examples express the same casual relationship. Okay. So what are the examples here? The project was successful as you all worked very hard. The project was successful because you all worked very hard. The project was successful since you all worked very hard. Simple. Clear? So this, ये जो first वाला हमारा independent clause है, this is the action. This is the action that is taking place. And the second वाला जो independent clause है हमारा, this is the reason why this action has happened. Okay. Establishing relationship, establishing dependency. Okay. So each of these three examples express the same casual relationship, although as is a bit more formal in tone than because or since. So ये थोड़ा सा formal है, as हमारा थोड़ा सा formal है, because or since थोड़ा सा informal है. Simple. Any questions, guys? Yes, बताइए. If there aren't any questions, try and make a few sentences with as, because and since. Yes, बताइए. Yes. Yes.
I confronted him as I knew that he was wrong. I confronted him since he was wrong.
Very good. Absolutely correct. So I confronted him since he was in the wrong भी बोल सकते हैं. Okay. Since he was wrong is absolutely correct. But when we say he was wrong, इसका मतलब है कि वो गलत है, इसीलिए मैंने उसे confront किया. When we say he was in the wrong, इसका मतलब ये होता है कि वो कोई गलत काम कर रहा था या गलत काम के साथ मतलब what to say, he was on the wrong side basically. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So this is
Ma'am,
a way
can
of
we
speaking.
start this?
Yes.
Ma'am, can we start the sentence with this, ma'am? Subordinated conjunctions, like for example, as you're late, I'll punish you. Means, can we start the sentence with this?
Definitely, definitely. You can say since he was in the wrong, I confronted him.
But we need to put punctuation, ma'am, then comma.
Yes, then you will have to put a comma after the first subordinating conjunction. Sorry, subordinating clause.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Okay, let's make a sentence. Tell me, Karthik, a sentence that starts with the subordinating conjunction.
Yes, ma'am. Since you are teaching well, I'm attending your classes daily.
Since you are teaching
Well,
okay, well.
I'm attending your classes daily.
Teaching well, I am attending your classes daily. Absolutely correct. Okay, see, we are putting a comma after the first subordinating conjunction. Sorry, clause. Yes, Bhupinder, बताइए.
You got promotion since your dedication and hard work.
Because of your dedication and hard work. Okay, you got your promotion since you are dedicated and hard working. All right.
So, yeah, over here is my emphasis on specifically on since. So I'm eager to know how can I use since with different line.
Right. जैसे आप because use करते हैं, just like you use because, similarly you will use since. Same sentence. अगर किसी sentence में because आ रहा है, उसको हटाकर आप since लिख सकते हैं. Okay, Bhupinder.
Yes, I said you got your promotion since you are dedicated and hard work. Okay.
Okay. Since you are dedicated and hardworking, इसको because से भी बोल सकते हैं. You got your promotion because you are dedicated and hardworking. All right.
Got it. Thank you.
Good. Yes, Z, बताइए.
I'm here as I want to improve my English language.
As I want to improve my English speaking. Okay. उसके बाद then what?
Ma'am, I start with I'm here.
I am here. Very good. Very good. Absolutely correct, Z. Very good. As I want to improve my English speaking, I am here.
Thank you, ma'am.
Very good. Yes. Bataiye, Abhay, do you want to make a sentence?
Yes, ma'am. Today I reached the office late because I woke up. I today because I woke late early morning.
Because today
I woke up late in the morning.
So you can just simply say today I woke up late. Of course, everyone understands that it's in the morning.
Okay,
Right?
okay, ma'am.
Very good.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Absolutely correct. Yes, next, anyone else? Bataiye as and since se. Yes, Shailendra.
Yeah, ma'am. Ma'am, I joined gym because I wanted to share pictures of me doing exercise on Facebook.
Pictures of me. I wanted to share pictures.
Try to join gym. You can just post now for one day. You can go to gym and you can post the pictures. Why to spend money and join?
Because I wanted to update my pictures daily.
Very nice, Shailendra. Very good reason for joining the gym as well.
Ma'am, so here just he needs to say, I want to share my pictures of me instead.
Yes, exactly. That's why I was thinking something is not like fitting in, you know. Share my pictures doing exercises on Facebook. Very good, very good. Absolutely correct. Yes, Saurav, bataiye.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
My sentence is, my father always inspires me as he believes
Father
in me.
always
My father always inspires me
inspires me
as he believes in me.
as he believes in me. Very good, very good.
Ma'am,
Yes,
this is Manju.
yes, Manju, bataiye.
One sentence is, I have been learning English. I have been learning English since I want to handle day-to-day tasks.
Handle day to
Day tasks.
tasks. Okay, okay, very good. You can also say conversations, right?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Very good sentence. Both Manju and Saurav, very good sentences.
Ma'am,
Yes.
one more sentence, ma'am. As the Indians in Ukraine are struggling a lot,
No.
our Prime Minister had sent some army helicopters to Ukraine.
Prime Minister
Our
has
Prime
yoga,
Minister.
right? Has sent.
Our Prime Minister.
Our Prime Minister has sent some army
Helicopters.
Is it helicopters or
army aeroplanes? Yeah.
right? Okay, I'll just write helicopters. Okay. As the Indians in Ukraine are struggling a lot, our Prime Minister has sent some army helicopters. Very good. Absolutely correct sentence. Okay. Very good, Karti. Yes, Bhupinder, bataiye.
Yes. I have a lot of luxury stuff since my father has done a lot of hard work.
Luxurious. Okay. Luxurious stuff. Since my father has done
a lot of hard work. In life, in their life, in his life.
In his life. Very good sentence. Very good, Bhupinder. Yes, Anamika.
Ma'am.
One by one. Yes, Anamika. Okay, I can see your hand is raised. Okay, bataiye, Karthik.
Yes, ma'am. You need to wear a mask when you go outside.
We need to wear a mask when we go outside.
Because
COVID
is still prevalent in the society.
Very good. COVID is still Society. Very good. Yes, बताइए दीपाली.
Ma'am, I have a question
Ma'am.
of a Karthik's sentence in the society. Ma'am?
Yes.
In the society, not in the society, ma'am. Because of society, COVID is not a human being. It is a virus. We should use another word. If I
Yes, I think it should be in the world. You know, in the world is better. Actually.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
In
But
the world.
society can be world also.
No, not really. You know, Karthik, when we say society, it means more of a social, in a social way. Like, for example, domestic violence is still prevalent in society. Iska matlab domestic violence chal raha hai. It is not something that is, what to say, it does not concern the human physiology, rather the mentality. Okay?
Instead of world, we can say India.
We can say India.
I play badminton.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Okay. Yes, Zishan, बताइए.
I play badminton
Badminton.
because I want to keep fit myself.
Keep myself fit. Okay.
Fit.
Very good. Very good. Absolutely correct.
हाँ मैम.
Okay,
Hello?
one by one. Anamika, then Dipali. Anamika, बताइए.
Today I couldn't prepare breakfast. As I woke up late.
As I woke late. Very good. Very good.
One more sentence, ma'am.
Yes, yes. बताइए.
My interview will successful.
My interview will
successful.
Successful.
Will be, yeah. Will be successful since I am attending your class.
Since I am attending
your class.
Very good. Absolutely correct. Very good.
And I love my son because he is very cute. because.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Very good. Absolutely correct. Very good.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, after that, after Anamika.
Yes, ma'am. I have a sentence.
Ma'am.
Yes, 1 second, Abhay. Dipali, then Abhay. Okay. Dipali, बताइए.
Ma'am, since I have started joining your classes, I become more regular.
Since I have started classes, I have become more regular. This is, I won't say it is grammatically incorrect, Dipali, but meaning thoda sa idhar udhar hai, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, meaning thoda sa nahi aa raha hai. Reason, like not getting a sense of reason here. Okay. Yes.
And ma'am, this is also right. I have started exercising as cold is little reduced now.
Yes, yes, definitely. I have started exercising as the cold is reducing slowly, we can say. Okay. Or you can also say as it is getting warmer. Okay.
Yes.
Very good. Very good, Dipali. Yes, 1 second. Raji has a sentence. Raji, बताइए, then Bhupinder, then Z. Yes, Raji?
Yeah, ma'am. Ma'am, this is quite different sentence. I can't attend the meeting today, or I can't work today. Sorry, I can't work today because my computer has gone haywire.
Very good. Work today because my